Do you have any concern that there are too many people coming into this country and we're a nation of strangers, not a nation of neighbors?
If the people who are coming are creating America, making it more growing, like the economy is growing, then what harm is that doing? Especially if the people who are coming
are not... Because we're more than an economy, though, aren't we? We're a culture, we're a language,
yeah,
we're
of course.
people.
Okay, so let's talk about that front. When they come here, they don't have any kind of... They're not committing as more crimes than the people who are already here. That is a statistic.
We've already dispelled that, but
that is not... You can't dispel a statistic.
Let's take California. Do you think there's anything wrong that a majority of young people in California speak Spanish, not English?
Wait, sorry, can you say that?
Do you think there's anything wrong or troubling to the fact that a majority of people under the age of 30 here in this state speak Spanish, not English? Is there a problem with that?
Well, yeah, everyone should be able to have a ability to communicate with the rest of the crowd. So I don't know what the big issue of that
See, I think it's a huge problem when we have a nation where you can't communicate with your fellow neighbor.
Simple solution. Teach them how to speak English. What is your point?
All right, so what do you think concerning this immigration policy and what Charlie and this student is proposing? Let's get down to it.
So I have a couple points that I want to talk about in illegal immigration. Is it okay if I say all of them with no interruption? Okay, cool. So first, illegal immigrants power our economy. They're 50% of U.S. farm workers, harvesting the food on our tables, and fill 70% of construction jobs in states like Texas. They pay $13 billion annually in taxes, including $2 billion to Social Security that they can't claim. Deporting them would slash agricultural output by $60 billion and raise food prices by 6%. Why gut our farms and wallets when these workers fuel our prosperity? That's my first point. Second point, They strengthen our communities with lower crime rates. So in Texas, undocumented immigrants have a 26% lower homicide conviction rates. So, which is 2.2 per 100,000 versus 3 for native-born citizens. Nationally, immigrants are incarcerated at half the rate of native-born, where it's 0.85% versus 1.71%. That's according to Bureau of Justice Statistics from 2019. So if safety is your goal, why deport people who make our streets safer? This is my third point. Mass deportation tears apart American families. Over 4.4 million U.S. citizens, children have an undocumented parent. And in Texas, 1 in 7 kids lives in a mixed status household. Okay, this is my fourth point. Deportation is a fiscal nightmare. Removing 11 million people would cost $315 to $400 billion. More than the entire Homeland Security budget, and shrink our GDP by 1.7 trillion over 10 years. And this is my last point. Our immigration system is broken, pushing people to cross illegally. Visa waits Mexicans can exceed 20 years, and the asylum blockage is 1.3 million cases, with hearings 4 to 6 years out. Okay.
You done?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right, so without looking at the phone, look at me. What should the penalty be for breaking into America?
I think there should be a system where it's more merit-based. So if this person...
No, penalty. So what is the penalty? So what should happen
it's a felony. It's not a felony, it's a misdemeanor.
No, it is. That's not true. It's 8 U.S.C. 1312. You can look it up right now.
It's a felony if it's done twice. If you try to cross the border, that is correct.
That is not correct.
I Googled it, dude.
To illegally go across the southern border with the well intent to come into harbor yourself into the interior of the United States, it's a violation of 8 U.S.C. 1312, which is a felony in the federal criminal code. Now, it can be enforced as a misdemeanor, or it can be upwards to 5 years in prison. Now, I want to know, since it's a felony, law in the books, 8 U.S.C. 1312, what should the penalty be?
Well, in my opinion, these kinds of laws are usually they're what do you call it? They're sorry. Usually the
Very hard to defend.
Wait, sorry. Can I check my phone real quick? I apologize. Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
What should the penalty be for someone that breaks or comes into America illegally? What should the penalty be?
I think there should be a merit system where the people... Okay, the penalty... All right,
That's not the answer. It's a very simple moral and legal question.
Okay,
What should the penalty be if you come into America illegally.
Okay, so since it's a misdemeanor, not a felony, misdemeanors
I just told you it's not 8. You can look up on your chat GPT what is 8 USC. Look up what is 8 USC 1312.
No, I know. I've already looked it up.
Yes,
when it's your second time crossing the border illegally, then it becomes a felony.
It can be, and it is enforced as a felony. And it usually is done as a misdemeanor citation because no one has the stones to do 20 million felony applications.
Okay.
So I just want to ask,
yeah,
what should the penalty be then for someone that comes into this country illegally?
Usually there's 3 ways that go about this when there's a penalty. There's either like a fine, or there's some kind of like public service that this person does. Or you send them back.
Send them back. I agree. That's what we should do.
Okay. So this is interesting. So one of the statistics that I read said that illegal immigrants don't cause as much like they don't break the law as often as people who are native born.
Well, hold on, time out.
That is statistic.
But every single one of them are criminals. They're all criminals.
Okay, sure. By law.
Well, hold on.
law.
No.
By law, of course.
But
of course they are.
So if they commit less crime and they're all criminals, wait a second. By definition, they all have broken the law by being here, and they break the law every day by staying here, because you're actually not allowed to stay here either. Do you know that? So every day you're here, you're actually continually breaking the law. You can't break in or harbor. That's what the federal law says.
Okay.
So by breaking in, it's not just the only law they broke. Every second you remain here, you're also breaking the law. So that statistic is invalidated by just them breathing here. They're breaking the law.
No, of course not. Of course not. So of course it makes sense for them when they're here. They're breaking the law because they're illegal immigrants, obviously. But once they're of course. So once they are here, what kind of harm are they actually doing? When you look at the numbers statistically,
a lot.
No, that's not true. Okay,
Black wages have gone down.
Okay, in Texas,
DUIs have gone up dramatically.
Try not to interrupt, bro.
Well,
okay,
hold on. I'm interjecting, and I let you go uninterrupted with your whole soliloquy,
true,
right?
Thank
you. So let me ask you a question now.
Okay.
So, if it is correct that illegal aliens commit less crimes, which of course it's not correct.
That is correct. Look it up. In Texas, they made a study in 2019. 26% are
is
lower.
any crime? It's just not correct. But I'm not going to debate that. I just proved it at its face because they commit a crime by being here every day. That is a crime.
Okay, once they are here, what kind of crimes are they committing? Which is
okay. Well,
they're 26%.
Okay. Do you know the name Laken Riley?
No, educate me.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Do you know? Wow. Do you know the name Rachel Morin?
No, I don't.
Wow.
Educate me. What
so Laken Riley was a girl at the University of Georgia.
Okay.
There was a peeping Tom, illegal alien, that was deported 5 times prior, and Biden kept on letting him back in. He hunted her down, and murdered her on a hiking trail, University of Georgia.
Okay,
Rachel,
so one person doesn't represent
hold
all
on a
illegal
second.
immigrants.
Every person who is killed by an illegal alien is one that should not happen. Every single one.
Of course, and also the ones that are native born.
Everyone. And so that's the point, is that it's not a matter of the rate. The rate, even if I accept your premise, which is incorrect, the rate is irrelevant. The number is what's relevant. There should be 0 illegal aliens. There should be 0 Americans being killed by illegals. Not to mention there's 6 other problems with the illegal aliens. They steal social security numbers. They depress wages. They are heavily involved. By the way, not to mention, a lot of people that cross on the southern border are also smuggling girls, weapons, and drugs alongside the southern border when they come. It's the largest slavery operation in American history that many illegal aliens help make possible on the southern border. And I guess the final question I'll have is, should a government serve its citizens first and foremost?
Yeah, of course. Well, okay, there's been many people who are like very political leaders who have said that this place is built off of immigrants.
Oh, is it? Wait, hold on. Let's think about that.
Sure.
First of all, it's legal, not illegal. But was America founded by immigrants or settlers?
Settlers.
That's not an immigrant.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not my point. My point is that
just
people
brought up the nation built by immigrants.
Yeah,
because
the political leaders have said that this place is built.
Yeah, and they're
from
wrong.
They're wrong. Political leaders are wrong. George W. Bush is wrong. All these political leaders who have built America.
By the way, the first person to say that was.
How is that wrong? When illegal immigrants make. They grow the economy.
Okay,
statistically,
allow me to build it out for you.
Sure.
Immigrants have helped at times in American history, but we are first and foremost a nation founded by settlers. Immigrants come to a country already built. Settlers come to a barren place and build something new.
Right.
This land was barren when people came. In the 1840s gold rush, this was not an easy place to live.
Yeah.
California was not exactly industrialized. There was not immigrants coming west to California. Those were settlers building a new place around, Western values. Finally, I would just ask the question, do you see a moral distinction between a legal immigrant and an illegal immigrant?
Well, the argument is that they're cutting in line. Like, their argument is that they're cutting in line in the 20-year process that it would take for someone to cross illegally.
It's not 20, but yeah.
At most it's 20. At most it's 20. Right now there's around like 1.2 million people who are currently waiting that would take 6 to 7 years for a hearing.
And by the way, no one has a right to come to this country, just to be clear.
Let me stay on track of what I was going to say. Okay, so people who come here, usually, almost all the time when they come here, they benefit society. They benefit society. There's studies that have done this.
Not necessarily.
Okay, not necessarily, but overall in general.
But no, I fundamentally disagree with that.
You can't disagree with a fact.
Hold on. Do you think Ilhan Omar has enriched the United States of America?
I don't know who
Do you think Rashida Tlaib?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I could go through person by person by person.
Sorry, I don't know these people. Are these people who have are illegal immigrants that have caused harm?
Yeah, if you don't know, I don't mean to pick on you. It's fine.
Okay.
But I guess the final question is,
sure.
Do you have any concern that there are too many people coming into this country and we're a nation of strangers, not a nation of neighbors?
If the people who are coming are creating America, making it more growing, like the economy is growing, then what harm is that doing? Especially if the people who are coming
are more than an economy, though, aren't we? We're a culture, we're a language,
yeah,
we're
of course.
people.
Okay, so let's talk about that front. When they come here, they don't have any kind of, they're not committing as more crimes than the people who are already here. That is a statistic.
We've already dispelled that, but
that is not. You can't dispel a statistic.
Let's take
California.
Do you think there's anything wrong that a majority of young people in California speak Spanish, not English?
Wait, sorry, can you say that?
Do you think there's anything wrong or troubling to the fact that a majority of people under the age of 30 here in the States speak Spanish, not English? Is there a problem with that?
Well, yeah, everyone should be able to have a ability to communicate with the rest of the crowd. So I don't know what the big issue of that.
See, I think it's a huge problem when we have a nation where you can't communicate with your fellow neighbor.
Simple solution, teach them how to speak English. What is your point?
And our schools don't do that, actually. And also, have a better solution.
Yeah.
Don't import a bunch of people that don't speak English.
You mean importing people who actually grow the economy?
Well, I reject your premise.
That's not a premise. That's a study that's been done.
Do you know what a premise is? I don't actually care as much about economic growth because we're one nation under GDP. We're not one nation under GDP. We're a nation under God.
Yeah.
And when we lose social cohesion, and you import a bunch of people that don't share our values, that don't necessarily always assimilate, that's a major and serious problem. And we are a people first and foremost with a creed, and that creed is falling apart. Mass migration has not helped that creed. Yes, they might buy more trinkets. They might help depress wages. Mass migration, of course, can help
all the good things, all great things for America.
They help major corporations, but you know what they also do? They keep down the wages of working people. If you are a plumber, yes, of course. If you think about it, if you're a plumber, electrician, or a welder, and you have to compete against someone from Nicaragua who's willing to do it for $5 less an hour, that depresses the wages of the American citizen.
Right. Yeah, so there's been studies that have done that also counteract that. Illegal immigrants.
Well, let's use our reason.
Let's look at our studies.
Let's use our reason.
How about statistics?
How about our reason? So we've had mass migration for 20 years. Have wages gone up?
I don't know.
No, they haven't actually.
Okay.
So forget your studies. For 10 years we've had 30 million people come into America. Wages have gone down dramatically.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason why.
Okay.
So what I encourage you to do, just because there's a study that confirms, you should use your reason and look actually at self-evident truths. Be like, does that make sense? Can you name
Statistics are self-evident truths.
Well, not always. Statistics are very misleading. Yes. Like, for example, I could say, did you know that 600 people a year die because of seatbelts? Well, that's a misleading statistic because over 100,000 lives are saved by seatbelts. That's an incomplete statistic.
Wait, okay, so so that's a gray area. So where's the gray area where people are talking about where 26% of illegal immigrants who come here commit less crimes than native born?
Okay, how many times have we been over this? That's just not correct.
Well, that is correct. That is correct.
Every single crime. It doesn't matter about the rate.
This is a study that was done in Texas, the most diverse, second most diverse state.
Every crime an illegal commits is one that should never have happened.
Okay.
It is a period.
Yeah, of course,
they should not be here. So I don't care about the rate. The rate is irrelevant. So let me just ask one final question.
The rate is relevant.
Someone broke into the country and cut in line. What should happen to them?
Well, they're given. Ideally, there's a system. Ideally, there's a system that's merit-based, where these people then become part of the citizen. Like, they become a legal citizen.
Yeah, I mean, we have clarity but not agreement. I say deport them all back to their country of origin and put Americans first.
That's not an appropriate solution.
Well, the American people voted for it, and it is appropriate.
It isn't appropriate because most of the people that do come here illegally contribute positively to society. Dude. Statistically, everything backs this.
You're not listening to anything I'm saying, and that's fine.
Well, I don't know why this brought innocent is disturbing my videos anyway, but nevertheless, innocent, when you look at innocent this very immigration innocent issues, of course, it has caused a lot of harms. But then, just like how Charlie says that what should be innocent the penalty when you get into the country innocent illegally, of course, when you look at it innocent by law, it means that you have committing a crime, and then if you have committed a crime by law, of course you are expected to be deported. Nevertheless, in deporting some of these people, of course, that we talks about them helping in most of the skilled labor. It could be agriculture, and then some of these few couple of things, and of course trying to boost the economy. Well, if we look at it in terms of boosting economy, well, you feel that okay, fine, let's keep them. But then I could feel that maybe probably if there could be some kind of modalities that, let's say that if they commit, number one, them coming to the country illegally is already a crime. But number two, I would say is that maybe probably if they commit anything like felony, then I think that they should be deported. But if they have not committed anything like felony, maybe probably there should be some kind of fine that should be given to them and all those things. Maybe probably it could be better. Nevertheless, whether we like it or not, of course immigration will always come with people having issues when it comes to integration. Integration and immigration always work hand in hand, because whether you like it or not, a lot of people will come, let's assume, of course, come from Germany, and they may not be able to speak English, and some people will feel that, well, it's okay for me to stick to the German, and that's it, and they don't see the need of them learning the English language. There are people like that. Of course, this is America, is a free country, so they feel that of course they are free to decide to whether they want to learn the German or not. So what do you do to such people? So that is the problem of immigration, and then this has always been a problem. And then that is the reason why I see people come and then they have issues of integrating, because of why they come from different cultures, they have different belief system, and then they feel that of course we can live the way we want to live, and then that's why all these things becomes a problem. Well, Trump feels that the best way is to deport them. Well, deporting them, I don't know, as he make the wages go high? Maybe the answer is no. Maybe deporting them, has it make America safe? I think the answer is yes. Now, has deporting them affect the American economy? The answer is yes. Has deporting them affect the labor market? The answer is yes. So the thing is, what does America really want? Because Trump stated these things clearly before he was being elected as the president, that this is what I am going to do, and then since the people agrees to it, then they just have to bear with it, because that's what the elect. But as for me, if I would be left, I always says that maybe probably those people should be fine rather than being deported. But nevertheless, Trump feels that that is the best thing to do, and then that's why he is doing what he is doing. So I can't just says that, well, he is totally wrong, but then that is my own opinion concerning that America still have a lot of homeless people. Maybe probably deporting them, maybe it will help a lot of people to have more homes. Maybe to make those people innocent to get more jobs. I do not know. But I just felt that all these things is all about what? Mindset and hard work. But your thought and opinion are all welcome at the comment section. Since the bad are kind of disturbing, maybe probably I'll pause making videos today. So you just have a wonderful day and goodbye.